So hello everyone, Myrmonden here. Welcome to my review of Darling In for episode 15. Actually the sun is going right down here, so it's very bright in one corner. It's hard to... yeah, it's too much lighting. I know, but it's... What can I do, right? Wait for like 10 hours? No. So this episode was huge, okay. Very huge on the revealing point. I think that especially for me at least, it's that humans are the core, right? I think that's the big thing for me, guys. That's the big thing for me. By far. Okay, it's all lovey-dovey, right? Ichigo, Bichigo, doesn't get her man, all that is great and so on. I know, I'll talk about it later. But for me, first of all, I'm talking about the core, right? The core falls out. Looks like it's a kind of, I would say, petrified, I suppose, human. Yeah, petrified human. That is, for me, the big reveal here in this episode. And I'm not surprised for a second. I definitely had mentioned that earlier as a kind of, show theory. Other people said as well, it's alright, like, it could be humans being the mechas and so on, yeah. And here is, I would say it's confirmed here, that every little klaxosaur is a human core. But as you can see with the big one, with the mountain one, they had, like hundreds of cores in different kind of formation, right? So yeah, like each little one is one human, and then the bigger ones are, a bunch of humans kind of driving, I guess, with their life force or so on. Which makes sense also how Zerotwo is driving, right? Because she eats humans, and that's how kind of she gets the power. So as a mecha klaxosaur, then she consumes the life force. It's very the Matrix. It's very the Matrix here, where the mechas are living on, human life force like batteries, and that gives a lot of stuff in question. But first and foremost, this is of course as I was saying for a very long time now, but it's very clear to me at least that the papacy is behind this, right? There's just no way in hell that the Papa doesn't know that, okay, these core are humans, this team you're attacking here is definitely like a plantation, right? That they've been completely corrupted by the Papas and so on, right? And, whatever, let's just explode it, we need to remove this pest, right? And so on. And I think for sure they probably created it. That's what I said in episode 2 or 3 or so. But even more now, at least they know probably very well what's actually happening. One theory I can say as well is that the humanity being transformed is kind of Gaia's defense, right? You see in other elements like Eureka 7 and so on, it's kind of like, oh, it's the Earth is protecting it from the magma and so on. After all, the klaxosaurs mainly attacks them when they try to get magma from the Earth, right? So I could see it be some kind of weird transformation that the planet itself is doing, trying to stop humans from eating it up, right? That could be one thing, definitely. So kind of antibiotic for the planet and so on. But at least I think, regardless, these things, plus the whole, you have to suicide that boy, yeah, the whole thing with that, for sure, the Papa has to be less enemy. I'll say obviously 10 times before, but I think here it's even more clear to me that we need a rebellion, that we need to kill the Papa, right? I think that's just so given here. Especially now when we see them being like, yes, the perfect plan, kill them here, yeah, like, of course, they're so evil. But now also knowing that not only are these mechas not just like random aliens or some kind of human, like the planet's defense against humans, they are actually all transformed humans, and the Papas are still like, kill them all, we don't care. Yeah, they still like, just murder them. Yeah, they don't care for a second that these things are, some kind of living petrified humans. They're like, no, murder. so yeah, they are so evil. Right? Definitely. But that to me seems to be quite straightforward how it works though, in this episode. A little mecha, that's one human, the bigger ones, they already have more human life force, right? And we know there are very few humans generally on this planet, so it could be a reason why. And of course the whole thing, the spawn for this thing has to be an old human. Yeah, they're converting humans into this, into the mechas and so on. And also, I said to my friend, man, it's been a great video game. Yeah, like this thing, huge boss battle, right? Gigantic mecha, big as a mountain. And then when it's over, a massive hand comes out and it's bigger than the city. So the next boss is like this gigantic, planet-sized mecha, right? It would be a pretty good game. However, though, I think that it's either gonna be, right, the massive, like Earth mecha down there in the hole, or the Papa. I think the Papa is much more reasonable. I think they're gonna be the last enemy after they destroy kind of like the big mecha hand, probably, which probably is a big mecha, of course. But yeah, and one reason I think they also, of course, here shows the Nines, right, and the Nines also very much like, oh, we hate humans, yeah, is of course because the Nines will side with the Papa right there. The Nines are the most fanatic, Even though but they're evil somehow, so they're gonna probably add us with the Papa, right? Regardless of the truth of the world, they're gonna be like, let's join those guys. So they're gonna be evil, right? That's why we see them fight here. See them, they're all kind of like a Strasalia robot by themselves, right? And so on. And on that thing, I'm happy to see one of my old here are correct here, right? Which is about a gender bender thing here. So I talked about this primarily for Zerotwo and Hiro, but as you can see here, most of the knights, if not all of the knights, have the man being in the mecha form, right? Where the woman is behind him, controlling his butt right there. So they have swapped the gender there, who's be the pistol and the stammen. For the man and woman, yeah, clearly, and I think that's one of my old Theo had right, like episode 2 or so. So yeah, so way back there, but it's confirmed here at least that it's possible to do it, and they seem to prefer to doing it, and they're all the strongest one, except of course Zerotwo and Hiro. So yeah, like why not? Seems to be the person with the horns though are the best to be in there. They all have like magma kind of colored horns, like the red horn, I suppose. But still though, hopefully Hiro's gonna also get the position eventually. But I also mentioned that I think it was very important to see as well that they have some kind of weird thing that are going on. They're all, because they felt like it was kind of strange that once about all of them seem to be doing the man instead of the woman. Yeah, that was weird. They have like a thing there, and to me at least, it tells me that Zerotwo and Hiro should try that, because if all of them are doing it, maybe that's gonna be like the next power up level. They don't have the red version of Strasalia, and then they can do the gender swap thing, and they can be even stronger, right? So I think that is still definitely for me a potential way to power up for Hiro and Zerotwo, for sure. But I think it also, again, I mentioned earlier, yeah, again, why is they shown here? Why is so much like, oh, humans? Why are the other guys with black, right? Why all you have no color? Well, it's because these guys are gonna again ally with Papa, and they're gonna fight Zerotwo and Hiro, and the bunch of the kids, the 13 kids are all like crazy, for whatever, planet or something. Yeah, saving the planet. No, but that's seriously, I don't know exactly how they're gonna do it, because there hasn't really been much foreshadowing how it works here. But I think it's very clear to me, in my opinion at least, that I think that Zerotwo, Hiro, and so on, they are gonna side with the klaxosaurs and the androids. I think they're gonna fight the mecha hand. They're gonna go down there. They're gonna fight the mecha hand thing. They're gonna, the other kids just saw it. Wait, they're humans. Yeah, they're gonna go down there, fight this stuff, right? Free the humans in a way, and they're gonna be like, wait, actually, you do this voluntarily because you have to do it against the Papa, because the Papa are evil. I think they're gonna go down there somehow, right? Can disable the big thing? The Papas are then gonna go down there and be like, okay, let's destroy the planet now, or let's do a real plan, right? So they're gonna go down there after the big mecha is disabled, and then Zerotwo and so on has to fight the Papa, right? The hands doing that job, but no, they kill the hands. They have to, do the hands job and protect the planet. I think that's for me is a given here. I think that's very likely going to happen. Very, very likely. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty confident in that. Honestly, I'm pretty confident in that. For sure. After they have like in Euro disabled the defense against the Papa, right? They have to be the defense. I'm betting my money on that. Yeah, for sure. So what was that? Well, Ichigo, of course, we all hate her. She didn't get much screen time, which I didn't mind either. Goro, giving him like, get it, Hiro, you can have that. That was crazy. Get it, Hiro. And she could just like, no. Ichigo, drive him to Zerotwo. I don't want to. Yeah, that was great. That's pretty much the only screen. Yeah, she touched his hand too previously, but she didn't get much of the screen time. She got that thing, and then there was kind of like, yeah. She didn't do much more after that, but that was pretty cool. The other kids didn't do anything. They were just static, right? And all the other whatever Plantation squad, they're black, so they're just like this random non-colored, no like rainbow colored mecha. So they can do anything. They're all useless, right? And they commit suicide. So yeah, they're all crap. One thing though I have to say though, with the whole and as a whole, I guess, especially this episode, is that the potential are so useless. Yeah, the humans living there are so useless and everything. It's like, okay, this big mecha crashes down in this like city, skyscraper kind of man-made skyscraper or whatever, sky, I guess. I mean, yeah, they crash that thing. It shoots out for his mouth, which I called before that, but yeah, it's out of stuff there, and there's like no internal defense force. And also, there's no external for that matter either. They mentioned that, so they have that, but they never shown it. But yeah, but internally they have nothing. Hiro appears in this training mecha thing and fights, right? Why isn't any human living there like Zero's mom? Why don't they have any mechas they can fight with, or anything, right? Like some guns or something, and they're always like, yeah, it's like they have nothing. They're so garbage. All of everyone living in I guess because the Papa probably made them also dependent, so but still though, right? It's like maybe someone could do something for once. Yeah, that bothers me a little bit. That this is like ridiculously bad systemized how anything works, and they're all like, well, we have like 4 or 5 children fighting for us. If they don't die, it's fine. Like that's the plan they have. Every time, right? It feels like if you don't have the children, they won't have anything. Yeah, I think that it's a little mistake. That they could have internal laser system shooting at the mechas, right? It could be something happening inside of the station. It wouldn't be important, but it would be like it would look like a badass and it would look more logical that they can do something from the inside. But yeah, I think for me definitely the start of showing that there is a human inside of the core. That's a big thing. The love is the one is great. Yeah, sad with Zerotwo of course. Her eating the book, I thought it was a little weird. I didn't mention that, but she eating her own blood to remember Hiro. I love though how Dr. Franxx like he eats her blood. Oh, he's used to us now. I was like, man, that's probably why he can fight with her, because he did eat the blood. Yeah, he's like, stupid kid. He's like, man, that's why it works probably. He got the antibodies when he was a kid. Come on, that's why he can fight with her. Wow, man, he's a bad doctor. He's a horrible doctor. He has no idea what he's doing. Horrible. But anyway, hope you liked this review and to the video I suppose. And I'll see you guys next week for the next episode. If you all want to call me that video.